Episode 2 completely changes the balance of power in Westeros. After the shocking death of Jace, Rhaenyra is no longer fighting just for a throne. She's fighting for revenge. By the end of the episode, kings fall, alliances collapse, and the Iron Throne finally has a new ruler. Let's have a look at what have happened. The episode opens immediately after the Battle of the Gullet. Although Rhaenyra's forces technically won, the victory came at an unbearable cost. Baela returns to Dragonstone carrying Jace's body. When Rhaenyra sees her son's lifeless body, her grief turns into overwhelming rage. This is now the second son she has lost during the war. At that moment, the fight for the Iron Throne becomes deeply personal. The rest of Westeros also doesn't stop. Daemon receives news of Jace's death while leading his army in the Riverlands. Instead of abandoning the war, he immediately prepares to return to Dragonstone. He knows the only way to honor Jace's sacrifice is to finish what they started, taking King's Landing. Several important events unfold at once. Corlys Velaryon survives the naval battle, but his fleet has been devastated. His wealth is nearly gone, and he realizes his family's future now depends on his two sons, Alan and Adam. At the same time, King Aegon continues fleeing with Larys Strong. Still recovering from his injuries, Aegon refuses to run forever. He wants to regroup and reclaim his throne before Rhaenyra can secure complete control. Back on Dragonstone, Daemon finally reunites with Rhaenyra. She has begun questioning whether claiming the Iron Throne is even worth the terrible cost. But Daemon refuses to let her surrender. He reminds her of her father's dream, the ancient prophecy surrounding House Targaryen, and the future that depends on their bloodline. Slowly, Rhaenyra regains her determination. Instead of retreating, she decides to launch the boldest move of the entire war. She will take King's Landing immediately. Meanwhile, the Green faction is collapsing from within. Aemon leaves King's Landing on Vhagar to continue the war elsewhere. Alicent realizes this creates the perfect opportunity. Knowing the city cannot survive another dragon battle, she secretly works to prevent unnecessary bloodshed. With Aemon gone, Rhaenyra gathers every dragon and every loyal soldier she has and attack. The sight of multiple dragons flying toward King's Landing terrifies the people below. Inside the city, many soldiers surrender rather than fight against overwhelming dragon power. Rhaenyra and Daemon enter the Red Keep. King Aegon has already escaped. They capture several of the men responsible for placing Aegon on the throne. Among them is Otto Hightower. For years, Otto manipulated the kingdom to place his own bloodline in power. Now, he finally faces judgment. Rhaenyra personally executes him. With Otto dead and King's Landing under her control, Rhaenyra finally sits on the Iron Throne. But her victory doesn't feel complete. Aegon is still alive. Aemon still commands the largest dragon in the world. Although Rhaenyra has finally claimed the throne she fought for, the real war has only just begun.